Good day, sir. My name is Olulade Slayomi, and I am here with my team. We are students of Finance 200 level group 17, and we are here to talk about crafting brief messages. So I'm going to start with electronic media available for short messages. We have the television, we have the radio, we have the internet, we have fax, we have CD-ROMs, DVDs, and online video streaming, etc. And we have 9 compositional modes used in electronic media. We have conversations, we have comments and critics, we have orientations, we have summaries, reference materials, narratives, teasers, status updates, and announcements. And so I'm going to be talking about the challenges of communicating through social media. Number one is hacking. Hacking is a criminal offense and an illegal act. It is when an hacker has access to a person's information or a company's information and uses the information. Then number two, we have privacy and security. Users of social media are now very much worried about the privacy issue of social media because a lot of people have access to their information on the social media because the social media is a public platform. Then we have ethical issues are issues that are against the principle of the society, such as a person taking credit for another person's work and someone selling a bad product to a customer for his own.
I'm talking about the evolving role of electronic mail in business communication. Evolving role of electronic mail in business communication involve pre-writing. Pre-writing is the planning process which consists of determining one's purpose and audience, one's purpose and audience, narrowing the topic and creating a framework for your documentation. The next one is drafting. Drafting Drafting an email is the process of composing an email message. The next one is the editing and proofreading. Editing and proofreading focuses on local concern like sentence structure, clarity. The three-step writing process to email message are cutting down message overloading by making sure every email message has a valid business purpose. Next one, write more formal in business than send to family and friends. Like when you are writing in business email, it has to be formal, not informal. Now, the next one, think cautiously before sending. The evolving role of email in business communication.
Benefits of instant messaging. One, it enhances mobility and accessibility in such a way that every employee can communicate with the rest of his colleagues regardless of whether they are at the office or not. Secondly, it's convenient for group chats in a way that some platforms allow one-on-one chat between two parties and save the chat for future reference, which means that the chat can be used for referencing purpose. Thirdly, it saves space and cash in aspect that an alternative for small business owners who want to communicate with their loyal clients at any time. They don't have to use long distance telephone services because they can rely on messaging solutions. Then it provides real-time communication as it allows communication between two employees in real time. When a contact or a client appears online, you can send and receive messages faster than on email, or this is essential in a business where customers or clients want quick responses. And finally, it saves money in a way that you can communicate with any client, customer, or overseas employees with instant messaging solutions without paying for international tariffs. And you can also hire staff in other countries and conduct business internationally.
I'll be talking about 8 best instant messages, principles, and best practices in the workplace. Refrain from using instant messages for sharing confidential information. Most instant messages apps they have security issues and they can be viruses, so it is best to refrain from confidential information. 2. Establish an instant messaging policy. Establish a clear policy for your staff and let them know which applications they can use for sharing information about the company. 3. Maintain professionalism. It is best to maintain professionalism when talking to clients or other co-workers in an organization. Use the appropriate words and don't use abbreviations. 4. Avoid distractions as much as possible. You can put your phone or laptop on do not disturb, as notifications can make you distracted while working. Be mindful of grammar, punctuation, and spelling. To make your communication clear and concise, it is best to use the proper grammar and spelling when communicating with other members. Avoid messaging when face-to-face communication is needed. When face-to-face communication is needed, it is best to avoid texting other co-workers, and instant messages should never replace face-to-face communication. 8. Be mindful of communication compliance. Be mindful of record keeping regulation related to instant messaging apps.
Are we talking about rules of blogging in business communication? So we have updating audience regarding your business. It helps to keep your audience hooked on content, and it also helps them to know what you are up to. And it also shares news and related information about your business. Second one is awareness. The more your brand is present on the internet, the more the chances of building a strong business. So the third one is easy for getting social media exposure and new clients. So a blog is easy to share on social media platform. It allows people to know what you are up to, and it allows them to have idea of the business you are doing. It is an assured way of gaining new clients. Blogging can help blogging can help your brand increase customer engagement. It is important for you to engage with your customer. It helps to build a better relationship and communication with them. Blog posts can result long-term results and better recognition. And the last one is blog encourages third-party links. How to adapt the 3-step writing process to blogging. The first step is audience. Before anything else, the first thing you need to do is define who your audience is. Then the next is purpose. You need to know what your blog is for. You need to have a specific purpose. The last step is scope. The last step is defining the scope. The scope must be broad, and it must be narrowed down to whatever you are doing or whatever you are focusing on.
Microblogging sites. Examples of microblogging sites, we have Twitter and Instagram, etc. Benefit of microblogging sites includes more frequent options, lesser time needed to create a post, mobile friendly, direct communication with followers, and marketing.
More frequent posts. Microbloggers can share short messages more often when compared to writing longer and more in-depth traditional blogs. Less time to create a post. Users can create shorter microblogging posts faster than longer forms. More friendly. Microblogs are typically shared on mobile devices, making them accessible to anyone. Direct communication with followers. The short-form communication style of microblogging facilitates interaction by enabling users to leave comments, retweet, like, and share. Marketing. Organizations can use microblogging as a form of content marketing by sharing images, promotions, and links to their products.
Social network, user-generated content sites, community Q&A sites, community participation sites in business communication. Social network are websites and apps that allow user and organization to connect, communicate, share information, and also form relationship. Virtually everyone uses social media. Social media is a platform in which help everybody to reach one another instantly and faster. User-generated content are a platform in which individual end consumers go and share pictures, photos, videos on the platform. These help an organization form brand loyalty, and help them also reach their targeted audience. Community Q&A sites are websites which visitors and also company representatives answer questions and provide solutions to their products, and it's also a way of showing a commitment to their customer, and also a way of building customer relationship. Community participation websites pull the inputs of multiple users in order to benefit the community as a whole. Examples have Dig, Stumbled Upon.
How to adapt the 3-step process of podcasting are as follows. It can be classified under 3 phases: the planning phase, the drafting phase, and the revising phase. Now, under planning, you need to identify the topic. Under this, you need to choose relevant and interesting topics to your audience. and you must be able to know how to convey the information you want to pass. Then next, you also need to make a research to get relevant information. Now, you also need to develop an outline to get the list of points you want to be talking about so that you will not miss out on any main point. Now, after the planning phase, you move to the drafting phase. Under the drafting phase, you need to record your podcast. While recording your podcast, you need to use a microphone and audio editing software so as to speak clearly and maintain a steady pace. Also, you need to include relevant information, and also you need to include relevant information using the outline you've used in your planning phase. Now we move to the revising phase. Under the revising phase, you need to listen to your recording in order to ensure that it flows smoothly and to ensure that there are no mistakes. After listening to your recording, you need to edit your recording in order to be able to remove the parts you are not going to be using. After editing your recording, you need to test your podcast by sharing to friends and other users in order to be able to make any necessary correction. Then with these following steps, you can easily apply the writing steps to podcasting. Thank you.